Assalamu alaikum students. I'm pleased to be with you again. And today I thought that on the demand of some of the students, I'm just discussing a very important story, and that is Old Man at the Bridge. Okay, it's written by Ernest Hemingway, one of the very powerful stories, right? Uh, let's discuss this story और उम्मीद है कि आपको अच्छे से समझ आएगी, खासकर नाइन्थ क्लास के बच्चों के लिए आज की ये बहुत ही ज़बरदस्त और पावरफुल कहानी लेकर आया हूँ मैं अपने यूट्यूब चैनल पे। ठीक है, कॉन्सेप्ट इंग्लिश। तो बच्चों से यही रिक्वेस्ट है, ये मेरी गुजारिश है कि और सारे बच्चों तक पहुँचाने के लिए मेरे यूट्यूब चैनल को आप सब्सक्राइब कीजिए, राइट, बेल आइकन पे क्लिक कीजिए, ताकि जब भी कोई नया वीडियो यहाँ पे अपलोड होगा आप सबको पता चलेगा, राइट। So let us go to the introductory part of this story. Introduction इस story का इस तरह है कि Old Man at the Bridge story. The whole story revolves around the old man, right? Actually, this is about the old man, right? So I told you that this is a very powerful story, okay? And it actually tells us how wars, right, how wars affect common masses, common people, आम लोगों को जंग के बुरे असरात, right? So that is what this story talks about, right? So for example, you have this old man here. He had nothing with any kind of politics. He was a man without any political thought. कोई सियासी किसी को सपोर्ट नहीं करता था, किसी के अगेंस्ट नहीं था. He was a very innocent kind of man, but the impending war really disturbed his life and yes, disturbed almost everything. Now, if we go to the analysis of this very story, तो I tell you, दरअसल ये कहानी शुरू होती है 1938 में लिखी गई, okay? And this is actually about Spain, okay? And what happened in Spain in 1938, Spain was the worst victim of civil war, okay? I hope I can teach you some history today as well. And now, what is the Civil War? Civil War is something, first of all, I was talking about, it's a European country, okay? It's a European country, Spain, and there it became the worst victim of civil war. Civil war means when two political thoughts, okay, within or inside a country, lock horns, एक दूसरे के खिलाफ वो लड़ाई के लिए आमादा हो जाते हैं. दो rival groups within a country, different political thoughts के साथ, तो जब उस चीज पे जंग शुरू हो जाए, that's called a civil war, right? So within the country, between the people of that very country, okay, when the two factions of people go against each other, so this is called the civil war. So what kind of civil war was actually here in Spain that we need to understand? Actually in Spain in 1938 there are two types of political thoughts. One was called leftists, okay, and the another one was rightists, okay. So leftists and rightists were two dominating political groups in Spain in 1938. Thoda sa I am giving you the background of this very story. So, and these rightists actually, they propounded a thought. They believed in fascist kind of politics. Fascist, okay? And which actually they were fascists, rightists were fascists, and those fascists believed in fascism. Fascism, in other words, fascism, yeah. Okay, they believed in fascism, and the roots of fascism are, dear students, in Italy, right? And in Italy, There in Italy, we had one of the famous dictators, and I hope that the dictator, when I said this, most of the students might be knowing the name. And who was the dictator? It was Mussolini. Okay, Mussolini was the dictator who came up with this kind of thought, and this was called fascism. And this fascism, anybody who believed in fascism was called a fascist. So these fascists and this thought came to fascist kind of thought came to Spain. And when these leftists and rightists, two political thoughts, leftists who did not believe in fascism and rightists were those who believed in fascism, they came and locked horns against each other. So began the war. Okay, this was the war. And then when we come to the story, what we see, what are these fascists doing? In the story, we come to know there is a bridge, and there's a pontoon bridge. Okay, there's a pontoon bridge. So it is something made. It's a boat type of bridge, you can say, or it is a bridge that floats on water, and perhaps it is also called as a temporary kind of bridge. It's a temporary kind of bridge that's made for the people to rescue the people in a way, right? And on this very, our story begins here on this very pontoon bridge, where we see an old man is sitting here. An old man is sitting here. Okay, when the old man is sitting, what do we see? Uh, he is. What does this story tell us about him? He is wearing steel rimmed spectacles. Steel rimmed spectacles. Yeah, he is wearing steel rimmed spectacles. In other words, these spectacles tell us that how old this man was. I think in the story it is written he was 76 years old, right? Yes. So he is sitting there, right? And yes, then dusty clothes. Another thing that we know about this man is he is wearing dusty clothes. And what does these dusty clothes tell us? They tell us that he has traveled some from the morning. He has traveled, it is written in the text, he has traveled some 12 kilometers on foot. 76 years old man. He's traveled 12 kilometers, and when he is asked the name of his place, from the place he has come, that's called San Carlos. Yeah, San Carlos is a place, is a village actually in Spain, which is the latest victim of this fascist kind of attack. So people are running out from San Carlos and other villages around, and they are coming on this very bridge, and they are moving towards, the story tells us, to some other place in Spain which is called Barcelona. Barcelona. So people are running from this village, right, San Carlos, and they are moving towards through this bridge. It's on River Ebro, right? It's on River Ebro, and on River Ebro, this temporary bridge, the trucks and carts and everything, people on foot, they're coming out from this very village and going to a safer place called Barcelona, right? So this is the story, and under the circumstances we see this old man sitting here. Then is the narrator introduced in the story, right? So the narrator is introduced in the story, and the narrator, who happens to be, some say that he was as a reporter there, he was reporting the wartime news to his newspaper. Some say that in this very story he acts as a soldier. So in the capacity of a soldier, SOLIDER, right? So in the capacity of a soldier, the narrator, he is waiting, he is there, and through the story we come to know that he is on the soldier, he is on the bridge, and he is perhaps one of the informers, perhaps he is trying to have the first hand information of the enemy coming, right? And it also appears that he is trying to protect the people who are running out from San Carlos. He is trying to help them to cross the bridge to move towards the Barcelona. This all is understood when he comes to this very old man who is 76 years old. He tells him that why are you here? Why don't you leave this place, and why don't you move towards Barcelona? So this person says that, see, I cannot move because I love my village. I love my village. I love my village. I love San Carlos. I can't leave. I miss my village. And then the another very important thing that he tells, he says that I terribly miss my animals. I miss my animals, right? So he says that I miss my animals. And when the narrator asks him, who were your animals? He talks about his two goats. He says that I had two goats. I had four pairs of these. He says that I had four pairs of pigeons, right? Four pairs of pigeons, okay? He says that I had four pairs of pigeons. Okay, and then he says that I also had a cat, two goats, four pigeons, and a cat. So he's very much concerned about these animals, right? And he says that, okay, the artillery fire will be there. What will these animals do? He looks terribly concerned about them. Then it says that, okay, I'm not much worried about the cats. That can just take care of itself. But what about the pigeons, and what about the goats? So again and again, he mentions his animals, right? That he also says that I don't have any family. I don't have any family members, but I am very much concerned about these cats, this cat, these goats, right? So I really miss them. So I'm really thinking about their safety. The narrator tells him that the most important thing is that you आपको इस वक्त जानवरों का दिमाग से निकाल दो, आप you take care of yourself. आप अपने बारे में सोचो. इस वक्त जंग के बहुत ही खतरनाक हालात हैं. एनिमीज कभी भी आ सकते हैं. यहाँ पे शेलिंग बॉम्बिंग हो सकती है एंड यू कैन गेट किल्ड. बेटर टू सेव योरसेल्फ. आप यहाँ से चले जाओ. द एनिमल्स विल टेक केयर ऑफ देमसेल्व्स. तो वो कुछ मानने के लिए तैयार नहीं है. देन द नरेटर आस्क्स हिम अनदर क्वेश्चन. ही टेल्स हिम, अच्छा मुझे बताओ कि पहले बोलता है कि आप आए कहाँ से हो. तो ही सेज दैट आई केम फ्रॉम सैन कार्लोस. देन ही टेल्स हिम, अच्छा टेल मी योर पॉलिटिक्स. आप किस पॉलिटिक्स, यानी कि आपका पॉलिटिकल थॉट क्या था. तो ही सेज दैट आई डोंट हैव एनी पॉलिटिक्स. नो पॉलिटिक्स विल सिंपली मीन्स दैट उस बेचारे को ये पता ही नहीं था कि फैसिज्म क्या है एंड एंटी फैसिस्ट कौन है. उनकी क्या है, ये पॉलिटिकल थॉट है. जंग जो करते हैं उनकी क्या है, जिनके खिलाफ करते हैं उनकी क्या है. ही वॉज नोइंग नथिंग अबाउट ऑल दिस, राइट. तरह तो शायद फिक्र. सो ये ऐसे हाईलाइट गया कि अक्सर जो होता है जंग में पता ही नहीं होता है लोगों को हम मारे क्यों जा रहे हैं, हम घरों से बेघर क्यों किए जाते हैं, हमारे ऊपर ये डेवेस्टेशन जो तबाही बर्बादी हो रही है, ऐसा हो क्यों रहा है. तो इंसान को पता ही नहीं चलता. ठीक है. तो एनीवे नरेटर फिर उसको बोलता है कि आप आगे जाओ, वहां पे एक ट्रक है तो उसमें सवार होके वो आपको ले जाएगी. तो ये ओल्ड मैन सेज दैट वेयर विल दैट ट्रक गो. तो वो कहता है, वो नरेटर उसको कि इट विल गो टू बार्सिलोना. तो वो कहता है मैं कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ता, मैं कैसे जा सकता हूँ, बिकॉज उस एरिया में मैं किसी इंसान को जानता नहीं हूँ. आई डोंट नो एनीथिंग एनीबडी इन बार्सिलोना, नोबडी नोज मी. तो मुझे उधर जाने का क्या फायदा. एनीवे ही एक्सप्रेसेस हिज ग्रेटिट्यूड. वो उस नरेटर का शुक्रिया अदा करता है, सोल्जर का शुक्रिया अदा करता है कि आप मुझे बोल रहे हो कि आप जाओ. मैं नहीं जा सकता हूँ बिकॉज मुझे किसी का फिर परेशानी नहीं है. कि बस मेरे अपने एनिमल्स की मुझे बहुत ज्यादा, वो बार बार रिपीटेडली ही टॉक्स अबाउट हिज एनिमल्स. तो देन द नरेटर टेल्स हिम, अच्छा मुझे बताओ, हैड यू ओपन द केज जहां पे पिजन्स थे? तो बट नरेटर मेंशंस हियर, सोल्जर उसको कहता है कि क्या वो डाउज जो उसमें थे वो चले गए? तो दिस इज वेरी इंटरेस्टिंग ऑब्जर्वेशन कि पिजन्स मेंशन किया ओल्ड मैन ने, लेकिन जवाब में उसको सोल्जर कहता है क्या वो डाव वहां से चले वो उड़ सकते हैं क्या? आपने केज को ओपन रखा था. सो विल टॉक अबाउट दिस, ऐसा क्यों है? तो वो कहता है हाँ मैंने केज को ओपन रख दिया था. देन ही सेज दैट अब मुझे किसी की ज्यादा परेशानी नहीं है, बट आई एम टेरिबली कंसर्न, अगर मुझे परेशानी है तो आई एम कंसर्न अबाउट द गोट्स. तो मुझे सबसे ज्यादा जो गोट्स है, हाँ उन बकरों की मुझे बहुत ज्यादा परेशानी, तो वो बेचारे कहाँ जाएंगे, राइट? सो नरेटर को बड़ा उस पर जबरदस्त पिटी, रहम उसको आता है. बट बड़ा इंटरेस्टिंग यहाँ पे ये चीज देखनी है हमें सोल्जर के बारे में, नरेटर के बारे में, हु सो एवर ही इज, वेदर ही इज अ रिपोर्टर, ऐसे भी है बट ही इज द नरेटर. हेमिंगवे को हम मानना पड़ेगा, इट इज हेमिंगवे हिमसेल्फ. ही शोज दैट अंडर द ट्रेमेंडस प्रेशर ऑफ वॉर, वायलेंस, खतरा है, you get killed, still this narrator's humanity comes at the surface, humanity. Because आप देखिए कैसे वो he enters into the conversation with this old man, and he really cares for him. वो चाहता है कि यहाँ से चला जाए, वो चाहता है कि इसकी लाइफ बच जाए, वो किसी भी तरह उसको मोटिवेटिंग करने की कोशिश करता है. he tries to motivate him कि आप यहाँ से चले जाओ, बिकॉज उसको पता है कि हालात खराब होने वाले हैं, एनिमी किसी भी वक्त आ सकता है और दिस ओल्ड मैन विल गेट किल्ड. सो इतने बुरे हालात में भी यहाँ पर वो ह्यूमनिस्टिक काइंड ऑफ वो जो फेस है सोल्जर्स का, जंग के अंदर भी इनका वो चेहरा, उनके वो जज्बात, उनकी वो सिंपैथी, उनकी वो एम्पैथी, उसको हाईलाइट किया गया है कि ये उसको उस हॉल में भी छोड़ते नहीं है, राइट? अब मसला ये है कि बड़ा इंटरेस्टिंग एक बात यहाँ पे होती है, एंड दैट इज कि वो नरेटर उसको कहता है कि अच्छा अब तो आप तो नहीं आओगे, यू विल नॉट लीव. देयर आर, उसको लगता है नरेटर को, सोल्जर को लगता है देयर आर टू थिंग्स इन फेवर ऑफ द दिस ओल्ड मैन. उसको कहता है दो चीजें हैं जो आपके फेवर में है. तो वो मेंशन करता, बोलता है उसको कि एक ये कि होप आपके पास है, देयर इज होप. आपको ये उम्मीद है कि परहैप्स अगर जंग खत्म हुई तो आपके जो गोट्स, आपके जो केट, आपके जो पिजन्स, तो परहैप्स वो बच जाएंगे. तो एक वो आपकी होप है कि कम से कम यू विल